Right, we're out here in Cosmeston Lakes, Lavernock in South Wales. Here's the little cafe area, or some type of food truck now and all outside. Maybe that's having a refurb. Looks like that's having a refurb, and that's why we got the little food truck out there. There's a little welcome centre. You normally buy little seeds and stuff for the birds. Down here we got a little bike rack, a little air pump and tool station again. So a bit of history about the place. From 1886 to 1970 it was a quarry where there was resources limestone to send to the cement works. Between 1964 and 1978 it was a landfill site for household waste. And then in 1978 the South Glamorgan and Vale Glamorgan Council acquired the land to turn it into a country park. And during the development in 1978 they discovered the remains of a medieval village. Can't go in there because I don't think it opens till 10 o'clock, and I'm not sure if you're allowed to take dogs in. Should get a bit of a view from the side. I'll try and get some pictures. But it's believed the site was from around about 1350. So they've restored the buildings to what they can only assume they would have looked like. Granted, it's not a great view from here. I'll try and get some pictures offline. I'll get a better view from here. There's some of the buildings, as you can see. And we'll carry on up in the field. We're just in one of these top fields, just the medieval village is back there. There is the remains of something up here. I'm not sure if it's to do with the medieval village or what. They've never seemed to have done anything with it. There you are. Well, not quite sure what it could be. Seems to be circular in shape. And the interior walls seems to have a system of holes. So I'm not sure if it's a silo or some type of animal shelter. I'll just carry on from the field. So as it is in most places in the UK outdoors, after a bit of rain, you're going to find a lot of mud. If you go down in the lower field, it's just down the bottom there's a trail that runs along that field, ends up in the same place I'm going, and I'm pretty sure that one's relatively clear of the slop I'm about to face. It's pretty bogging by here. There only seems to be this gateway and the same gateway at the bottom of the field that are like this. The rest of this field is pretty clear. At the bottom of this field, got a little bridge to get into the next field. A sign there explaining what wildlife you can see in the area. See, they graze cows on a couple of these fields at certain times of the year, so it's actually to keep your dog on a lead at that time. There's a little map of the entire park. According to this sign by here, we've got some voles and minks around here. Never seen them personally, but you know, they're not the type of creatures that come out and put themselves on display. I'm just going to head up into this field and take the woodland path next. Got a little tree orchard type garden going on in here. Look. Taking a slightly different route to normal. We're going to go out of this gate. It sounds like some aggressive dogs on our usual route. I'm not sure exactly where this one comes out. Appears to be on the far side of one of the lakes. I'm guessing that path will take me back up towards the medieval village. If we go on this, it should link us up to the path I'm used to taking. Oh yeah, that's the route I normally take. Oh, come on, I have to go this way. Once again, we've got some muddy bits about, but from what I can remember, this path is mainly passable no matter what footwear you got on. And there are quite a few little offshoots and paths to get to other areas around here. I'm pretty sure if you just keep to the main path, it just does one big loop around the whole park, well, if memory serves. Or maybe I'm wrong about the footwear, as I'm finding some places where I am glad I've worn my boots. It's only a couple of patches here and there, so you might be able to make it round in trainers. As you can see, it's on the very edges is a bit trodden down, but we've had heavy rain. I can imagine it's all going to be what it looks like in the centre. I don't know if the mic picked up on it, but I can hear what sounds like a woodpecker somewhere over in those trees. Obviously not being able to spot it. That's good to know that they're around. Appear to be coming out of the woods now. I think I must have taken a wrong turn, because that path you can see down there is the one I'm used to taking. I'll carry on, we should be heading in the right direction now. And if that cuts you straight over into another little field next to the park, but this one just, gives the dog a little bit extra to run around on. It goes all the way out and around on the outside. If you head down there, that should take you to the main path that goes between the two lakes. We're going to keep going around the outside to give the dog some exercise. All of these paths are pretty much trodden in gravel, so you should be finding trainers up here. Come out from the exterior path now. There's one of the lakes there. What I'll try and do, I got a few drone pictures from a few years ago. I'll get them up there. Over in that direction. We've got a little park. Got redone a few years ago. It's quite a decent park now. But being as old as I am, I can remember the contraption they made themselves with 2 telegraph poles, a few chains and a couple of tyres. I can't imagine modern day health and safety like in that contraption. And just in front of the park there, they got like a little coffee and food truck type thing for the parents. We'll just take a little walk around the lake. Now we'll get to one of the bridges, we'll get a nice view of it, of both sides. So I'm not sure where you're going to see it with the light, but that's one side of the lake. And coming here since a youngster, it's always been known that you're not to swim in the lakes because they're dangerous waters. And then the local council last year decided to put a giant inflatable obstacle course in the middle of it. Well, it only lasted a bit of the summer season, and it's been said that it's not coming back. I can't imagine the local wildlife. Like, this thing used to be full of swans, geese, all sorts. Can't see much around here at the moment. We'll have a look when we get to the top end. Got a few of these little boxes where you wind up and it tells you about the wildlife, but last time I was here none of them were working. Game of pairs over there on the spinny board. A couple of little picnic benches in a nice little area. Nice little viewpoint area here of the smaller lake. A couple of benches. A few signs showing you what wildlife they got. And then the lake. So like I said, they got a life preserver here, but at the top of the sign it says, please do not swim. At the bottom, it's dangerous because of previous industrial use. But yeah, it was someone's great idea to right slap bag in the centre there, put a giant inflatable obstacle course for kids to go and play on. And no fires and barbecues for obvious reasons. It's a country park. And you know, a little thing here to put your ear up to the hole on this side with a bowl by here, I'm guessing to magnify your hearing to listen out for the nature. I'm going to go along this little boardwalk here to take us to the calf and to where the swans all used to be and see if there's any still around after last summer. So I've walked all the way around this lake, and this is the bit where the swans, Canadian geese and all sorts were here. All we really got pigeons, the seagulls and a few ducks. I'm not sure if it's a migration thing for the swans and geese, but I've come here throughout the year before and always come down there to feed them the little seed bags you get. Mainly got the scavengers. Well, at least we got a few ducks here left. Look, see if you want to say hello. No, scared him off. I haven't got no food for you, sorry boys, and I don't think the shop's open. I'll come down soon with some, yeah?